Today I'd like to show you how to use CorelDRAW to create a refrigerator magnet. So first we have to open the program, and it may be here on your desktop, CorelDRAW 2017, or it could be in your bar down here. If you have to look here, again, our programs are going to be in alphabetical order, so we need to look for our CorelDRAW graphics suite. Once we click on the icon there, you want to go underneath CorelDRAW again, just like what we have on the desktop. Okay. This might take a second or two to load up, because this is a pretty powerful program. When you first open up, we're going to get a welcome screen that looks like this. You can click on the little X right here to close that, and then we can click on the plus right here to start up a new document. The first time you do this, your numbers here might be 8.5 by 11. Okay, and that's a regular sheet of paper, but we're going to work with something other than a sheet of paper. So we need to change these dimensions where the width will be 24 inches and the height will be 12. Okay, that's the size of the bed of our laser engraver, so that's what we need to change it as. Okay, your document then should look something like this. The first step is going to be to create the outline of our refrigerator magnet, and to do that, we're going to go over here and use the rectangle tool. We click on it one time. We're going to come over here into our working space, and we're just going to click and drag out a rectangle. And right now it doesn't matter the size, because we're going to change that right here. Before you change these numbers, make sure that the padlock right here is unlocked like it is here. If it looks like this, it's locked, and if I change one dimension, it's going to change the other dimension as well to make it proportional. Alright, we don't want to do that because we might not have drawn this to the proportional size of our actual magnet. So, make sure that this padlock is open, and then for our width here, this dimension is going to be 3.5. and our height is going to be 1.75. Once you have those two numbers in, you can click enter on your keyboard, and you should see that your rectangle changed. Next, if you go to the center where this X is, we can move this up into the corner right here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit and then use the arrow pad to move it into the corner. Once it's into the corner, I want to make an adjustment to this so I don't have the square corners anymore, but something rounded. So this button should be selected. Okay, that's going to round over my corners. And this padlock needs to be locked. Okay, this one can't be open. If it's open, we're only going to change one corner at a time, and that gets to be really long to try to change all four corners. So leave this locked and go over to one of the up arrows. You can click on this till you get to point 2. Okay? And notice if the padlock's locked, it does all four corners at the same time. Alright? Next, I'm going to go right here where the pen tool is, and this 0.5 is the thickness of my line. I'm going to change that to hairline. Okay? And then I want to come over here to this color palette, and I want to get to the red square. See how it even says red? Okay. Here I want to right click. So the right side of the roller ball on your mouse, click, and that line should turn red. If I left click, the whole thing turns red. That I don't want. If you did this and you've got a red rectangle, you need to go up to this box right here that has an X going through it, and you're going to left click once, and that's going to make the color disappear. And then make sure that you come down here and then right click. Alright? Once I have my rectangle in place, I'm going to come over here to this A. This is the text tool. I can come in here and click one time, and now I can type in a name. It can be my name, or if you're going to be using your name, or maybe this is going to be a gift for somebody, so maybe you type in their name. Okay? Once the name is here, If I highlight this, click and hold, and then drag my cursor back over, I highlight this, I can go under this arrow right here and start to select a different font that I want to work with. Okay, kind of like this one, so I'm going to choose that. And now I can make my text bigger by grabbing this corner and expanding it like so. I can grab these arrows and shrink it down some. If I grab that box there, I can spread it out a little bit. And then if I go towards that middle, there's again another X. I can kind of position this where I want it to go. Okay, once I have that where I want and my text looking like I want to, I have to click on the pick tool so that way I don't accidentally click and add more text someplace else. And then I want to try to bring an image in. So we've got a couple different ways to do that, but I'm going to show you what we can do with clip art right now. So we're going to go to this purple square right here with the two arrows that are coming in from opposite corners. We're going to click one time. Again, this takes a second or two to load. But once we click, there will be a bar that appears right over here. We're going to go to the Content Exchange and double click on that, and then we're going to go to clip art. We're going to double click on that, and here we have a bunch of different options that are open to us. I'm just going to open up birds here, so I double click on birds, and now I have all of these different birds that come in. Okay, if I find one that I like, I can click and drag and drop it over here. Again, the clip art's kind of large, so I need to scale it down. Again, if you use the corners, it's going to scale it down proportionally so we don't stretch it out and make it look funky. But I want to make sure that it fits inside of my red space, because when we take this to the laser engraver, it's going to cut along the red line and engrave whatever's inside. So if I want it to be on my magnet, it has to be inside. Okay, once I have my image in and fitting, I need to go to bitmaps and then convert to bitmap. Here it's telling me what the color is for that object, and I need to change that to grayscale. Okay, and then I'm going to hit OK, and it turns it black and white, because that's how our laser engraver works. To make some of those darker places a little bit darker and engrave a little bit deeper, I'm going to go to Auto Adjust. And then, as you can see, I made some of those places in the wings a little bit darker. It's going to make the engraver dig in a little bit deeper there. Once I've done with that, I'm going to close this. And now I need to do just a couple more things, and this will be ready for the engraver. One, I need to click on my text and make sure that everything is spelled correctly and where I want it to be. And then I'm going to go to Object. Here I'm going to go to Convert to Curves, because that's going to change this then to lines and no longer text. So I can't use the text tool anymore and try to fix anything if I have a misspelling. Okay, so we need to do this step because the laser engraver is hooked up to an older computer that has an older version of CorelDRAW that doesn't always read the text that we have here. So if we convert it to curves, it won't matter because it's not a text anymore. It's just lines, and it'll read that. Okay. The next thing I need to do is save this. So I'm going to have you guys do now. Let's go to File. Then you're going to go to Save. Once you're under Save, I want you to make sure that you're under your login. Okay, you should be here. It should be your home. If you click on that, you're going to have a few folders and things. I have a lot of them because I've done a lot of different things in here. But then change this to fridge magnet. Alright, that way we know what we're looking for, and it'll be easier for us to find it later. Okay, and once you have that, click Save, and then you can close out of the program. Alright, and from here, I can get this I can get this file from you, we can save it onto a flash drive, and then take it to the computer that's not on our network. Okay? Alright, thank you guys for watching.